Namaste and hip hop hooray. What's going on, boys and girls from across the world? mikeYbudd here to take you through another fantastic flow. And in today's class, we're going to be focusing on sciatica and the sciatic nerve and what we can do to help alleviate pain from sciatica. If you've ever had, this diagnosis before, or you're still going through it, sciatica is basically when a part of the leg, it's the sciatic nerve is the biggest nerve in the body, and it happens when a disc from the low back could either become degenerative or herniated in some way, shape, or form. The part of the back which connects with the sciatic nerve has been ruptured or disrupted, so it causes a lot of pain that comes down the side of the leg. So we're going to be doing some things that focus not just on your legs, but also alleviating any back pain in case your sciatica is that serious. But first and foremost, thank you for being here with me. Let's go ahead and get started by lying down on our backs. You are going to need a pillow for today's session, so if you want to have that handy, please make sure it is. And then you're also going to need a strap, dog leash, anything that you could to just help loop around your foot when we get to that point, all right? So, starting by lying down on your back, and if you want to use your pillow as a little comfort, you can. I'm actually going to put it at the end of my head, but I'm not going to rest my head on it just yet. So we're starting off in Shavasana, and you're just going to lay like this for the next 20 minutes. I'm kidding, guys. But wouldn't that be an awesome session? Start to relax your body from your face to your fingers. Deep inhale, fill the belly up. Exhale, empty it out. Let's do that 4 more times. And just relax your breathing. Try to keep it as organic as you can, taking slow inhales and slow exhales. Bring the feet together with the knees apart, creating more of a diamond as opposed to butterfly where we pull the heels in all the way towards the pelvis. We're going to keep a little bit more space today so it looks more like a diamond. Reaching your arms back to stretch. And then gently dropping the knees to the left and your knees over to the right. Good. Then we're going to come back to the center with the feet flat on the ground and the arms by our side. I'm going to push the pillow back just a little bit so I got some space here. And we're going to do bridge pose 2 times. So the first time, we're going to lift up the hips, lock the fingers behind, squiggle those triceps under, and just focus on really trying to straighten the front of our thighs, right? Because when they sit all day, they can get into those almost angled positions. That gives us a little bit of a hunch. Keep pressing your heels for 3, 2. Release the hands first, and then slowly come down top to bottom. Very, very gently until your tailbone touches the ground. Good, let's do another bridge pose. This time we're actually going to reach the arms back and stretch. If it feels better locking them behind, go back to number 1. But if you're here with me, let's press the heels, lift the hips up again, and just breathing deeply. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. 3. Maybe walk the feet in a little closer. 2. And as slow as you can from top to bottom, lowering down. Good. We'll just do a little sway side to side. And then you're going to come back to the center. Extend your right leg out as much as you can. Try to lift it up as high as possible. Now notice I'm not bending the knee. I want you to try the same thing, okay? And just keep it here. 3, 2. Hands laced behind the knee. And we could finally bend it as we bring our knee in closer to the chest. Now this opposite foot that's standing, that's underneath my knee, I could either leave it there or I could extend it out, but I'd like to save the extension stuff for the very end of our session. From here, 5 times, I want you to inhale, try to straighten the leg up, and then exhale, bend it again. Let's go 4 more. Remember, it doesn't have to look straight, just always has to feel straight. That's where we get the muscles to relieve their tension. Let's hold it here and relax. Good. So now we are going to try to keep the legs straight. If that comes back a little more, that's okay. But we'll grab a hold behind the knee or around the calf. And then what I want you to do is focus on your foot. Let's go 10 times where we inhale, point the toes up, and then exhale back to our face. And friends, if you are suffering from sciatica, but you do these 2 things for your legs every day, you're going to notice huge improvements and a lot less pain when you're waking up, when you're standing up, all those. Last 2. And 1. Awesome. We're going to bring the knee in and just set the ankle on top of the knee, not pulling the opposite one in. No big figure 4 stretch, just allowing it to chill and relax. Slow down your breathing and take 3 long ones. Good. Bring the knee back facing you. Extend the leg up and plant your foot flat on the ground. Now we're going to go for the other leg. Without using the hands, all I want you to do is just extend out and bring it up. Feeling all the goodness behind that left leg. Good. See if you can bring it a little closer without using your hands. 3, 2, and we grab behind the knee as we pull it in a little bit closer. So you're ultimately trying to keep that thigh close on your rib cage without it separating too much when you extend. So big inhale, extend, keep the thigh close, and exhale down. Good. Let's do the next 4 together. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. This last one, we're going to try to keep it straight. Walk the hands up just a little bit more. And then pointing the toes and unpoint. Forward and down. Get 8 more. So what we're doing here with the motion of the foot going into these hamstring stretches is, again, that sciatic nerve goes all the way down your leg. So even though it starts in the back, it can cause a lot of frustration in other parts of your body. Okay, let's do one more. And then very gently, we're going to place that left ankle on top of the right knee. No work to do. Just chilling like good old villains. Mikey, villains aren't good. I know. I gotta make it rhyme, man. I'm chilling like. Let's stick to the yoga. Fantastic. Extending our leg up. And then down for the constructive pose. Oh, yeah. Let's do one more bridge. Hands behind you or reaching back. Resetting the spine. Pressing for 3. And gently coming down as we turn over to our tummies. So this is where we're going to use the pillow, and I want you guys to actually really evaluate your situation with the pillow, because some of you might think you're better off without it, but I want to put it there as a first and foremost thing. Now, you could either put it traditional style as if we were about to go to bed, because you're going to be coming into Sphinx pose just like so. Now, if you feel better with it in a more vertical in line with your sternum, this one's, possible too. But ultimately, once you're in this position and you've pressed your forearms up, the biggest thing that you have to evaluate is if you're feeling pain in your leg. Now, if you're feeling pain in your leg, you might want to switch that pillow to back to the traditional position. Or you may want to use another pillow on top of it. Okay, so just, again, take a moment to observe your body. And then nice and easy, we're going to lower down to crocodile pose, and we're going to stay here for half a minute, all right? So literally take a nap. Awesome, my friends. Let's make our way back into Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders. Plant your forearms down and lift the chest. Looking to the left and looking to the right. Good. We're going to come back to the center and start to lower our chest down, but bring those fingertips off of the mat up by your shoulders and do a baby cobra as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. So let's do that cobra lift about 4 more times. Chin to the floor. You're going to press up and exhale down. Now, if you are feeling pain in your leg while you're doing this, I don't want to say work through the pain, but try to go a little bit higher. Do it a little more often. Just see if that takes it out eventually. Let's do one more and easy down. And the reason why I want to encourage you guys to go a little bit further with that, and even so much like, with if it is painful, because there's a difference between pain and discomfort, right? When we're working out at the gym and we're doing those big heavy weights, it's not painful, it's uncomfortable. When we've torn our bicep, that is painful. But again, what we're trying to do here is build up, strengthen our back, and alleviate what could be, causing that sciatic nerve to be acting up. So here's what I want you to do for the next one. You're going to bring your hands off of the mat and plant them flat. And we're going to try to go for seal pose. So straightening up, keeping our pelvis on the ground. Notice how I'm not lifting that part up. And we're going to go up and down about 8 more times. Down, and up. Excellent. Two more. Last one. And then easy down, crocodile. Take a little nap again. Very good, friends. And again, if that pillow is a little more of an obstruction than it is an asset, please feel free to get rid of it. What we're going to do here now is come back into Sphinx pose, and then I want you to slide that pillow down just a little bit so it's actually the bottom of the pillow is right at your pelvis. Okay? We're going to bring the right knee up about halfway, pointing our toes out. So half frog, okay? Just the half frog. Now we're feeling the stretch mostly in that inner thigh, maybe even a tiny pinch at the crease of that hip socket. But again, the sciatic nerve being one of the biggest ones in the body, I like to always start us from the foot and then work our way up so that by the time we get to the end of our session, it's almost like ironing out all the details. No pun intended. Good. Now from here, let's do another seal pose. So bring the hands out, lower yourself down a bit, and then try to see how far you can lift yourself and coming back down. Let's do two more. Very nice. All right, gently point the toes back in. Keep your knee out though, all right? We're just switching it up. I just made up a name for this. Fallen tree pose. So it's like a tree pose, as you guys could tell. My foot is in roughly around the side of the thigh, but I've fallen. And then from here, we'll extend the leg as we switch sides. So bringing it up about halfway towards my midline, I'm going to point those toes out. And before I even start to bring myself up and down, we're just going to let the hip work its magic. Let the body catch up to what's going on. Five times when you're ready. Bring it out. And press up. So notice I'm not going super fast here. I'm not trying to do a push-up competition. That's not my incentive. Again, my goal is to try to alleviate the pain I could be feeling in my leg right now. One more. And then easy down. We'll put the forearms in as we point those toes. Fallen tree. And that's one of the things I do want to remind you folks about is that this isn't a one-time video like, hey, I'm cured of it. These are constant exercises that should be done depending on the condition, 3 to 5 times a week. If you have some really bad sciatica, even the next few stretches that I show you, if you do those every day, they will make a huge difference. But I want to give you your props for showing up and trying to take care of yourself because sitting down is not sitting down all day is one of the worst things we could do for sciatica. And we want to avoid surgery at all costs too, right? Let's go ahead, extend that leg back. One more Sphinx pose. Nice. And then you're going to go into a child's pose. So for the child's pose, let's do this. Keep our knees together. If you want to use your pillow, maybe even fold it in two. You're just going to put it on your lap. So that way, when you go down, you're squeezing it, and you can almost rest your chin onto it instead of your forehead all the way down. rise up slowly. And if you want to set that pillow down so you could sit on it, we're going to sit for the next few stretches. Getting our legs out nice and wide. And then embracing the width as wide as we could go. Try to keep those toes pointing up. Left hand to the left side. You're just going to reach the right hand over your ear. And then switch. Back to the center. Then grab a hold. Right hand to the right toes. Left hand's going to reach up and over the rainbow. Try to keep that chest up. Feeling this one right underneath the hamstrings, closer to that groin and inner adductor muscles. Let's go ahead, come back and switch to the other foot. First grabbing a hold of it, keep those toes up, reach up and over. Excellent. Back to center. Bring the feet together. Butterfly. So if you do want to bring it in closer, by all means, I think your hips might be ready for it. If you felt better by doing that diamond where we had a little more space, take the diamond instead. Be a diamond in the rough. So my friend Deanne always tells me, she's like, Mikey, you're such a diamond in the rough. And I always think, does that mean I'm rough around the edges? But no. Diamonds in the rough mean that you are just rare gems that we don't come by. So thank you guys for being little diamonds in the rough. Let's go ahead and extend those legs out. I'm going to turn here on my mat so we can conveniently lie down. First, reach up for the skies in your dreams. And then hinge forward for whatever's available. And it's okay to keep a little bend in those knees. Now, let's say it was my right side that I was feeling, or left side, whichever way you're looking at. Let's say it was one of my legs, and this one that's further to the that's closer to the camera was feeling it. What I could do is I could set up almost like a tree pose instead, and do a single stretch in case it's just one leg that's acting up. From here, we're gonna release it. And then slowly make our way down all the way to the ground, getting that pillow out of the way. I'm actually going to put this on the other side just so we don't got to worry about it. Plant your feet flat onto the ground. Right ankle is going to go on the left knee. And we're going to pull that left knee in, giving it a nice figure four stretch. So now is where we do the figure four pull. So right here, this stretch every day will do wonders. And even without the force of pulling it, you could always put that opposite foot on top of a wall. That way it's just natural. You don't have to think about it. You could stay there for a lot longer. Take 5 more deep breaths. Fantastic. Left foot's going to come down. We're going to keep it nice and chill like we were doing at the beginning of class. And then we'll extend that leg up and lower it down back to our constructive pose. Good. Then the left ankle on top of the right knee. We're going to bring this guy in, give it a great big hug. And maybe this side is a little tighter, or maybe this is the culprit. You could stay here a little bit longer. Let's go 5 deep breaths. Good. Maybe the right leg extends up. And then easy down. We're going to place it on the ground. No hands. Just let it be. Let it be. Like the Beatles used to say, let it be. And then finally, release it, placing one hand on each knee. We'll circle the knees together and apart, building up that synovial fluid. Other direction. And relax it. So when you take your dog leash or your strap, whatever you've got, what you could do is you could create a little loop with it. That's what I'm going to do, just so it's easier to get a pull and a hold. So take about a second or 4 to do that. Once you've got your loop, you're going to take it around the ball of your right foot and extend right out in front of you. Now, the most important part of this stretch is that we keep our legs straight. The opposite leg is going to extend out, and we're going to gradually climb up the rope so we pull ourselves in more and more. Now, if you are flexible enough to bring your toes back to your nose, awesome. But if your knee's bending, no bueno. I want you to keep that knee bent. I'm sorry, that leg straight. Just don't force it to lock out. Take 3 more deep breaths. Awesome. Keeping the legs straight, we're just going to bring it out to the side. Just a little bit, maybe even down a bit. This is where we start getting into our IT band. Very nice. Then across the body as you reach to the opposite way. Good. Now try to keep your shoulders down. Coming back to the middle. Conveniently, we'll probably be able to just switch our legs up once they're there. Extending the opposite one out on the floor. And let's start with the other one also kicking out too, just so we can really emphasize that straight leg. And then we climb up the rope. Good. I want you to think of your exhale almost like as a little power boost. Every time you do it, you're able to go further and further. Take 5 deep breaths and see how far you go. Excellent. Opening up our hip to the side. However high we can get that leg. And then across the body. Again, really focusing on our IT band here. And back to the center. Amazing, my friends. Go ahead, release the strap. Wherever your pillow is at, behind you, in front of you. You could see that I used my magic powers to switch where the pillow was at. But we're going to place that guy right underneath our tailbone as we extend the legs out in front of us and take our final resting pose here. Slow breath in and slow breath out. Take another one. And just relax in your final Shavasana. Slowly start to reset, wiggling your fingers and your toes, reaching the arms back to stretch. And when you're ready, you could roll to your side, or you could take a seat, maybe sitting on top of that pillow again. And as soon as you're up, try to be as peaceful as possible, taking some deep breaths. Bring the hands to the heart. My friends, I want to thank you so much for taking your time, space, energy, and air, not just for me, but for showing yourself that you care. Keep those hands together, strong at the heart, the battery pack that's been there since the very, very start. And always remember that you have the power to make energy shift. Don't stress about yesterday or tomorrow, because today is the gift. With all that being said, put a smile on your face, making this world a better place. And again, for your happiness and your health, appreciate respect and always love yourself. Namaste. Friends, I hope you're feeling better, and I hope that you continue to feel better as you engage more in not just your yoga practice, but in whatever it is that you can do to help your personal journey and what's going on with it, whether it be sciatica or any other kind of, I like to call it, special characteristic. But until next time, keep taking care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you for the next flow. Peace.